Manchester, UK. Video all the time. Stephen Goddard. Some lock gates at the end, as you can tell. It's far too bright. It's time to just camera do its magic. I'll do that. I'm going to point out at this stage I have changed direction. I will become clear because it's part of one journey anyway. So we reached the Chadderton section, we saw the Irk as promised. But I realised there were too many people in the one area and I weren't moving anywhere. Trying to locate, there'd be a point where Haywood had a canal also attached along the section somewhere. I don't seem to be able to find it just yet though. I'm somewhere in the area. I won't give you any details I don't know. Just an update. We're at lock 58 and some lean management, as I've said. Every single one's exactly the same. So we're using the same water. One lock's full up already. We can pass that gate without having to empty it. And they're the channels you see at the side. And each one's the same. It's got a set of ladder on either side. Right through Manchester, that's the same. Through Canal Street in Manchester. And that goes all the way over the Pennines. Each one of these is lifting it. It tells you how much on each gate. I'm not going to even try and film that. That just says full, but the others have said like 7/8 and 7'8" that is. I mean. So anyway, still just going to follow along, get loads more information. I was just telling you where we're at. As I said, I've got a section that's in Haywood. The canal's no longer there. And it'll link us to trains very well. It's a place called Castleton and it's the main Colne to Liverpool line that we'll be trying to find evidence of. There's a junction where Haywood meets this canal, the Haywood Canal. I think it's called the Haywood Canal Channel. It's that simple, and it's a 5 mile straight line or 3 miles. So we should end up in Castleton and I should get some footage of a header reservoir that feeds this. Because it can't just get water from nowhere, so the higher up we go now, more likely it is we'll find the reservoirs. Electrical pylons as well then overhead. You know what's cool about being in the Manchester area, as we continue with the story, we've got a bit of rain, but we are in Manchester. We're actually hitting the Pennines. It's actually, the myth is, it comes down off the Pennines, it usually hits the basin last. But cool thing about Manchester, everyone's asking me, have you got a vlog? Are you doing a channel? Are you on YouTube? Going to film my horses and my farm and choose a venture? And everyone's asking me, Manchester, UK, a brief video of time. Obviously, so the locations will be like Chadderton. And I told them what we're trying to do, Mr. Duck. Do you know where the Haywood culvert section is that no longer exists? It was filled in with concrete with the engineers in the 80s. I thought you animals were supposed to be wise at these sort of things, so I don't want to scare him. I've got no treats, pal, I'm sorry. You're not supposed to feed the animals. Anyway, there's plenty of fish and whatever they eat. I don't know if they're vegetarians or... I won't hurt them though, or scare them. You're really not supposed to feed the birds. They're supposed to be able to survive by themselves. If you feed them every single day when you walk your dog and then you suddenly move to town, all them birds will pass away. Or, you know what I mean? They should find... Nature will support them and they won't have too many of them then. Yeah, another lot gate, but they're ace, aren't they? I can't stop filming them. 57. The last one was 58, so they're counting down. Right, so obviously you're going to get rain and it'll wet the lens, so I'm going to have to keep... So, possibly with the help of my Mancunian brothers and sisters. I do have a Mancunian side, isn't it weird that, you know, anyone who might have Irish blood or something like that and they go to Ireland and love it and feel at home, and I'm the same. It's like in Bury, I love it. I've talked to people there, but here I get it. People shouting across the canal going, alright mate, what's your blog called? And I told them, like, hey, ever watch it? And through word of mouth, you know what I mean? Tony Robinson was still around, Tony Wilson, sorry. I'd be having him, me, trying to get 5-minute slot on the Granada reports or whatever. You got to hustle, Manchester, because you will never be big. So when I'm taking off like Sky One or Netflix, I'm saying 2 different channels, so I'm alright there. I'm not being, as long as you're not biased these days, you're allowed to mention products. The laws have changed on that. But if you say Disney World's such a thing, you have to then say, and I've been to Orlando and Lego World. Do you understand? That's, if you're not biased, you're alright. If you talk about politics, you've got to talk about 3 main parties and maybe 2 different countries. If you talk about just Conservatives and Brexit, it's biased. News reporters never used to talk biasly. It was seen as unprofessional. Right, I'm just going to film now because I found me in like... I never thought I'd find it. Just going to film on a little bit. Get another one. I know you're thinking that. 56. So Mr. Jessup had it count down from his end of the canal over in Yorkshire. I'm sure we had discussions about along those lines once, and I am only kidding. I've got friends who are from Yorkshire, people on my local chippy from Barnsley, and it's all ancient to me, all that nonsense. You can't talk to people from here, and you know, Scousers don't get on with Mancunians, and you know, some Scousers don't get on with anybody, and some Mancunians get on with everybody. Nobody. You don't put people in boxes and say anything, you know. I used to go raving at Hacienda and stuff, but who'd think I'd be filming canals? I love it. Now my hobby. Totally my hobby. And then going home studying old black and white maps and stuff like that, I love it. No pan around. I'm talking about because I'm excited. I thought I may have missed a Haywood Inlet, you see, but they're all the same. Every single one's like, it's like a train station almost. There's like a station in the middle. And a wash. There you go, there's a term we haven't used for a while. A wash. So I'm going to dry off my lens, get to the other side tunnel, and we'll do a bit of just walk, some science. So these are the sort of parts I love. So I'm going to narrate a little bit. So Rochdale Canal. I did a little speech about it a bit ago. Just in part 2 of like the explanation of the actual canal. So it's built, its busiest time was 1830s, like I say, and that'll be the same with the Bury Bolton Canal, but they're both constructed in the year 1800. So they started in 1790. 1793 is the Burrs one, I know it is. Funnily enough, Jesse Howarth is studying Egyptian artifacts and the Gotgarts in there and canals. Whether he's helps him decide on the improvements to his own canal, I'm not sure. So to get the proper sound here, and the steps, and the canal, I won't talk, just through the tunnel. Not Manchester. Getting quite good at this now. No notes, just enjoying myself. I swatted up, I do have notes, but I'm actually learning things now. Stuff I've never even learnt or dreamt I could learn in school. Even the noise of that and the echo, that's two different frequencies, you'll hear my voice perfectly. They'll blend into each other. I'll stop now because we'll get Doppler effects in this tunnel. Okay, Manchester, UK. And as if by magic, the top of it. An old public house at the ship, traditional Cascade. I think it's still open, that's lovely, isn't it? So, look at the modern world, a lot faster. Oh, there's a link to the motorway, which is handy. Well, it's the A627 linking to the Manchester Ring Road, but it's not as pretty, is it? Look at it, just all a bit dangerous and noisy and not pretty at the side, just steel round it to make sure no one gets hit and nothing planted there or... Just like how tranquil this all is, but it is much slower, to be fair. You're shifting goods around. With the, just put it this way, if you had two of these canals next to each other, side by side, and you could double your capacity, the industrial revolution would have made people even wealthier than they did become. So we've got something different here, could possibly be the site I'm looking for. I'll tell you the site when we get there. That's why I've not been explaining it, you see, as though I'm going in any direction. Because when I cut it together, sometimes I'll be like, and I'm going down here and it's flowing backwards. So I've sussed that. I said we've been to Chaddison so far, and I can now switch on whichever way I choose because I started in the middle, you see. But as promised, covered Chaddison, and a lot of these lots, 54. We've gone up a long way now, Manchester, right over the Pennines. Isn't it? It's just mind-bogglingly impressive. Slow as it may be, it's necessary, and it's better than just horsepower and carts. This is civil engineering of its day. Civil engineering has now started, so we'll get some of that. That house looks cool, but I can't film private property. Like I say, look at the road, how ugly it is. And I don't drive cars, so I'm biased. No, I'm not like even. I'm not stupid enough to think, oh, I'll get a canal boat. I'm not saying people on canal boats are stupid. I'm saying, obviously, cars are the way in the modern world. I'll buy a boat. You know what I mean? I won't be able to get to work on a boat anymore, so not practical, is it? But there's just, I love water. Water's been around as long as we have. It's like I'm an atheist, so if there is such thing as a god, it's basically water. It's right next to us all the time. From childhood right through our evolution, everything we've done, steam trains, water, cars have water. We're 90% made of water. See that bus? See what I mean? I'm going to say a word that's quite intelligent for me. It's juxtaposed. It's absolutely damn awful. I think so. There's an old-fashioned dock, so you're rotting there. How beautiful is that? Look. And there, look, there's a beautiful little dock, all rotting away, and there's the stone channel. So I think we're here. Yeah, I know where here is, you don't, so I will explain. Isn't that strange? It is very, you know, like juxtaposed to its environment. All that wooden embankment there, it's all rotting away. I don't know if you noticed before, because the commentary, I was trying to be quiet and I was just filming a heron who's far more friendly than our berry heron anyway. The Lancashire herons are a bit rude. Hey, happily he was fishing away and he was letting me film him for ages. So, and this is an active canal, by the way, everybody. There's someone's barge lock, and that's a real lock, incidentally. So, get ready to explain the Haywood link. We're finally here. It's all going well. Incidentally, over there was 6 train lines all parallel to one another. Where them trees are, we'll see a clearing soon, and it'll be Castleton main station. But obviously, at the point that I'm explaining this, just before 1900s, all the trains are in existence. But back in 1800, when it was built, and when the Royton Ferry was built along the Manchester Bury Bolton Canal Company, there was no trains and roads. So roads basically sliced right through these. They shut them all down at one point. They had to rebuild the bridges over them. Just filled them in with concrete and let the roads go through. But if you look, there's some fascinating structures where they've had to put the train line either over it or under it, and there's upside down lock gates. And what I mean by that is to dig a hole in the ground so the boat can actually go under a road. They drop the canal down 10 metres or something and lift it back up on the other side of the road. That's a modern invention. It's quite ingenious, really. So I mean, if these are carried on to electricity, it would be amazing what they'd have. The lock gates would shoot up and down, wouldn't they? And, you know, probably generate electricity and things like that. So I don't know where you're from, but this is Manchester, UK. Brief videos of time. Stephen Goddard. And that's a new one, the one we just learnt. So I actually did that by mistake. So we're near Hopwood, and this is the Hopwood Arms pub, so that's what tells me it's Hopwood. And hops relate to beer, and there's a woods around here, so I bet they breed beer in the local woods. Is where they got the sauce. Save our green belt. Indeed, save our green belt.